need your leadership.
What are you talking about?
I'm organizing a boycott of South's famous.
Shit. We keep walking, doctor. I don't want to hear none of your damn black foolishness.
Damn. Juice.
No, man. No. No.
Hell no, goddammit. Sal ain't never done to you before, man, and me neither. Hear me? What you ought to do is boycott that goddamn barber and fucked up your head. Shit. Hell, come around here fucking with sweet dick with it.
Come on, man. Get out here.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Come on,
Would you like to sign a petition to boycott Sal's famous pizzeria? What? Man, I ain't boycotting Jack, you string cheese head motherfucker. I'm about to go get a slice right now.
Shit, I was born and raised on Sal's Pizza. What the fuck you talking about?
You crazy, man? As good as them motherfucking pizza is.
Black Panther pizza, weed pizza,
Sorry.
weed. I do it without your help.
Alyssa Milano, you must be out of your freaking mind. Boycotting sex? Are you crazy? Greetings, everyone. You have your ticket? You don't have one? No problem. Just hit the subscription button below and come on in. Yeah, you heard me right, guys. Alyssa Milano, 46-year-old Caucasian actress, has hashtagged boycott sex. All right, or let me say that right. She has hashtag, yeah, I guess in the words, no sex. All right, in her protests against abortions. Now, where I understand the concern in regards to abortion, but in terms of refraining from having sex with men to drive home, your convictions or your disapproval, disgust, however you want to say it, with the abortion laws coming out of Alabama, is not only ridiculous, but I can assure you, Alyssa, that shit is not going to work. Because let me bring you up to speed on a thing or two. First, women enjoy sex just as much as men do. They crave it as much as men do. And whereas that women can go and get artificial stimulation and things of that nature, it's nothing like the real thing. Now, let's get into the real politics of what's really going on here with these abortions, okay? And I want you to bear with me, guys. Yes, Alabama and Georgia, and I think now, last count, 9 other states have joined in, the fray with these anti-abortion laws. And just so that you're informed, that you're educated on what's going on, because the fake news is not going to tell you the whole story. They're only going to give you, their propagandized story, or the story that fits the narrative that they are trying to push and promote. And of course, when you start talking about full-term abortions, you're talking about, not full-term abortions, I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself. When you're talking about anti-abortion laws that include things such as the horrificness of rape and the horrificness of incest, you look at that thing and you're like, what in the hell is Alabama, Georgia, and those other 9 states thinking about? How could you ever think that that's okay for someone who's been victimized in such a way not to have the right to decide how to deal with pregnancy that could come to fruition based off of those kind of vicious assaults? Well, here's what's really going on, guys. Alabama and those other states have pushed this law in place because what they're really trying to do, and this is what the fake news is not telling you, they're trying to get these abortion laws, more importantly, Wade versus Roe. They're trying to get this, I think that's the 1973 abortion law. They're trying to get this before the Supreme Court. And the reason why they're trying to get Wade versus Roe in front of the Supreme Court is because of laws that were passed about a year or so ago in New York around third trimester or full term abortions. So their thinking is that if we get this law in front of the Supreme Court, they're going to look at this whole situation. They're going to reassess, reevaluate what is going on in terms of whether or not the abortion right laws are appropriate for this day and time. And what they're really trying to do is get attention on these third trimester or full term abortion laws. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say that's bullshit, that's speculation, that's not true, but it is the truth. Alabamians or Southern are no more dumber than Northern. I've lived all over this damn country. You got idiots all over the place. This has nothing to do with backwoods, Peckerwoods, or whatever the hell you want to call, the political leaders or the lawmakers from the South. Okay? Because some of you guys, you may not want to admit it, but your asses are just as, racist inside of your race, as some blacks are inside of, so-called blacks inside of their ethnic group. All right? Some of you call them white trash, rubbish, crackers, you trailer trash. You know what that shit means. Don't try to pretend to me that you're not prejudiced and biased within your own social group. And you typically associate the South with that type of behavior. Yet so many of your presidents, including your first white-black president, Bill Clinton, ass was from Arkansas, which is definitely deep South. Okay, I digress. Now I want you to check this out. Because I know you're going to have some people saying, bullshit, that's not what this is about. It is what it's about. Nobody down South wants to see a woman who's been victimized, forced into a situation that she shouldn't be forced into. And I can assure you, when this law gets up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court hears it, hopefully, and they start saying, okay, you have to be out of your mind, guys. Okay, first of all, we're not going to allow abortions 100%. Now, my feelings about abortion, I think abortions are wrong. That's my personal feelings about that, okay? But we're not talking about how I feel. We're talking about the law. They're going to look at this law and they're going to toss out certain pieces of that law, like the full-term abortion aspects of it. And they're going to also throw out incest. They're also going to throw out rape. And there are probably a couple of other things that I'm not thinking about that'll get tossed out. That's the intention of these abortion laws from the South that's being pushed right now, guys. Anybody telling you something different is lying to you and bullshitting you. Okay, that's the intention. I'm not saying that the South is pro-abortion. They're not. But they're not stupid. They're not as ignorant as, the mainstream media, especially the fake news, CNN and MSNBC, and some of these other, news outlets are trying to lead you on to believe. All right? Now let me show you something else. And you know how I am. I like to, as they say now, the new thing is bring the receipts. So let me bring some receipts here to you. And this is for you guys who are saying that no, that New York never said that they were going to pass, full-term abortion laws. That's what some of you guys are going to say. Well, I want you to tell me what I'm about to hear. And it's going to be about a minute and 40 seconds. So if you stay with me this long, you might as well stay with me, the rest of the way.
Faith leaders expressed their disappointment and outrage at the passage of a bill in New York making abortion legal up until birth. The New York State Catholic Conference, which represents the bishops in public policy matters, issued a statement saying, "Our beloved state has become a more dangerous one for women and their unborn babies. We pray in a special way for the lives that will be lost and for the women of our state who are made less safe under this law." And Reverend Samuel Rodriguez of the National Hispanic Christian Leadership Conference calls the law an abomination. Joining me now from Capitol Hill is pro-life Congressman Andy Biggs, Republican from Arizona and member of the House Freedom Caucus. Congressman Biggs, welcome back to our broadcast.
Thanks, Lauren. Good to be with you.
Americans United for Life ranks your state, Arizona, as #1 in the country for its legal protections for human life. We saw in New York the expansion of pro-abortion legislation this week. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was outraged, as I think anyone who cares about the unborn would have been. I mean, I look at it, and basically they're allowing abortions right until the baby fully exits the womb. That allows perhaps even some room for the very debased and violent partial birth abortion procedure. It also basically borders on infanticide. I mean, if the baby is not out of the womb, they can be aborted. This is the type of thing that is outrageous. It is inhumane. It is immoral, in my opinion, and this is what I'm fighting against.
Congressman Biggs, this month.
Now, you just heard it yourself. Now, again, as I always tell you guys, vet everything. If you're really wise and you're an intelligent individual, and if you're listening to me, I like to believe that you are. You follow me? Then go and do your homework. Go look it up and go investigate to find out the facts. And as again, let me restate what I said earlier. The laws that are being passed in these states where they are pushing anti-abortion laws that are inclusive of incest and all of these other things, all of that is a political positioning move. These people are not crazy. But they know in order for this law to go before the Supreme Court, it has to go as a whole law. And then when the justices go through and start to look at the law itself, then they can decide, what can be left in the bills versus what can be taken out of the abortion bill. And probably equally to overturn Wade versus Roe, which I don't think is going to happen. So in terms of, again, a female right, to do what she needs to do with her body, I'm not a female, okay? I am a male, and I do understand that if a woman is impregnated by a male, then that's a partnership. That's a two-way street there. But again, this is not what that, I'm not going to make this about what it isn't, all right? This law that everybody's in an uproar about. Guys, I'm telling you, they're misleading you. This is not about incest and people getting raped as much as it is about full-term abortions are emphasized. That's what this is about. And what they're simply trying to do is stop what you saw happen in the state of New York from happening all over the country. Okay? There are anywhere between 600 to 800,000 abortions that happen in America every year. Think about it. Almost 800,000 abortions happen in this country every single year. And if you took that and extrapolate that worldwide, almost 50 million babies are aborted every single year. 50 million. Now, you don't have to be the wisest person on the planet. And this has nothing to do with male and female. This is not a gender issue. It may be a feminist issue. It may be a MGTOW issue. Men going their own way. You follow me? But this is a moral issue, guys. This is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. This is a moral issue that has to be discussed. This is a moral issue that has to be addressed. This is a moral issue that could have long-term consequences on all of us, okay? The society as a whole. And let me take it one step above. For you guys, what if there is a creator? Just for sake. I tell people all the time, if you don't believe, it might be good to have a creator insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Just in case when you die, you follow me, if you do have to face judgment, it may be good to say, well, yeah, I did kind of believe or something, than to not believe at all. But my point in making that statement is, if there is a creator, and I happen to believe there is, I believe that Yahweh is the creator of everything that you know, everything that you see. Do you think he's not going to judge a nation that would allow for full-term abortions, babies being, torn apart right up to the point of delivery? We reap what we sow. We all know. How many times you told people who've done you wrong, you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to get what you owe. Wait, the payback is a motherfucker. We've all heard that. Excuse that language. We've all said that stuff before. We've heard people say it. Well, what if the Most High is saying, you keep doing this, America, payback is going to be a mother. Thanks for listening. That's the facts, Jack. Talk to you soon. DFG, Gideon's Flight. Have a great day.